The draft.
Or now I can just. Nice job, high forward.
One shot, one kill. Ronnie did.
Now introducing your Budhole podcast, Scott, the Great Brandino, Gage's Rage, and Star Lamar.
What's up, girl?
I love the Budhole.
Who doesn't love the Budhole? Welcome to the official Budhole podcast. This is episode number 200 and something. We're 10 days away from the NFL draft, which we're going to be covering live on draft night, brought to you by Blue Collar Media Group at BCMG on Twitter, I think, or Blue Collar MG.
The only reason we have you here is to tell us what episode number it is.
Yeah, it's 200 and something.
Okay, that's
He's
fair.
not wrong.
Fair.
And who doesn't love the Butthole? We all do. And we're bringing you guys an extra special mock draft today. Last few mock drafts we've done, or last one we did, we had the whole group.
Yep.
Today we have the whole group, and to put a little extra twist on it, we're going to go ahead and add trades.
Yes, we are. Trades are going to be included in this mock draft. If you want to make a trade, we're using the Great Draft Network mock draft machine, which allows you to make trades if you upgrade to the premium version. And that's what we're going to be using to power our mock draft, brought to you by the Budhole.
And I think there's one thing we can guarantee. There will be trades made in this NFL first round draft. We just don't know what's going to happen.
Correct.
It's
So
all on the fly.
yes, it is. If this mock draft is anything like our fantasy drafts, I'll have all of my picks traded. And I might end up
And
back
then
with a
trade
few
back
of
in,
them.
yeah.
Yep.
Then it would be just like the fantasy football drafts.
But without further ado, we'll give you the mock draft pick order, and we'll get into this damn thing. Pick number one.
Going to be Star Lamar. He's going to kick off the draft. He's
And-
starting out with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are opening up calls to the other GMs here.
Yes, they are.
If anyone wants to come up for that first overall pick, what would it take for someone to go up and get Trevor Lawrence?
I think it would depend on where they're moving from, right? Like if you were Atlanta or Cincinnati wouldn't. Let's say you're San Francisco, for instance. It would take too much for them because they already gave up too much. If you're
True.
Jacksonville, would you take 2 or 3 players from them and pick number 3? Let's say San Francisco offered Deebo Samuel, who's a good defensive young player.
Bosa.
Yeah,
I would need a
Bosa
Bosa kind
and
of guy.
pick 3.
Bosa, Samuel, and 3 I would take.
Where are you guys at on
you
that?
would need more than that.
You think?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
For 2 spots.
2 real
Yeah, but
players.
it's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, but
It's
you're
not
still
like the
getting
number one guy on the board is Eric Fisher and you're the Chiefs. Like,
Well, the number
you
one
gotta-
guy might be Kyle Pitts. if
Where do you
listen to
think
most
Deshaun
mock draft
Deshaun
guys.
Watson would? What value does Watson bring versus 101?
right now,
Let's say the allegations are gone. Just him as a player, he's going to be playing. What does that bring you? I mean, do you still have to give up Watson and 2 firsts to get him? A Watson and a first? Is it Watson straight up?
I don't think so. Not with the cap being what it is.
his second contract. He's getting a full,
Yeah.
what, 35 to 40?
Jacksonville's got a ton of
Oh,
money.
clock's running out. Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. All right. We weren't in time to make a trade. Trevor Lawrence is off the board, which brings up the Jets, who is myself. We went ahead and we traded Sam Darnold. It wasn't a move I decided to make as the GM. It went above my head. The owner took it by the balls and sent him over. So we got a couple draft picks back for him, but we are going to be going ahead and taking our quarterback that we believe is going to get the job done.
What?
Justin Fields. We're going to take Justin Fields number 2.
Wow, we already got a corkscrew in this thing.
Hell yeah.
Now San Francisco's sitting there like, son
I
of a
think they
bitch.
could be their guy, though.
It could be smoke and mirrors. I don't know. I think Justin Fields has what it takes. He's a little bit more pro ready than Zach Wilson, some say. And I think we're going to go with Justin Fields. We're happy with it. Thank you.
This makes pick number 3 pretty simple. I would have gone Justin Fields here at 3, assuming Wilson went 2. But he didn't. So San Francisco is not trading up to 3 to just panic now and trade back because Fields and Lawrence are gone. They're going to take a guy. When you trade as much as they traded and you have the roster they have and you have your quarterback under contract for 1 more year, you take the guy that has the potential ceiling that is the highest in the whole draft, and you draft Trey Lance at pick number 3, and you walk away.
And the Zach Wilson tumble begins.
Yes.
I've seen so much Mac Jones
I
go
know,
in there.
I
It just
know.
makes me wonder if there's some inside information and they love him. They fell in love with him. If a scenario like this happened and they fall in love with a guy that they haven't really been looking at Zach Wilson, I wonder if they pass Zach Wilson like you did and go with the guy that they fell in love with.
To me, I feel like Wilson and Jones both have obvious red flags. I don't think Fields and Lawrence have clear red flags. Lance does have a few, most of them just being the fact that he doesn't have a lot of experience. If you watch his actual games that he's played in, he can run an offense, run a pro style offense. I think these are the three that are most clear cut, ready to perform. And Wilson and Jones need the right situation to do it.
I'm not a big fan of Jones at 3. I think them trading up that much to try and get him, they need to move up to 3 to get him. So
Yeah.
I don't see him going there.
That's some pre-draft smoke without a doubt. And now sitting with the Atlanta Falcons at pick 4, I don't think they expected the draft board to go this way. I think they would be considering trades, but with Wilson on the board, you can sit behind Matt Ryan for one more year, really try and iron out some of these things that you think are red flags and prepare for NFL defenses. I think they run up and take Wilson. Yeah, if it was a different quarterback there, Trey Lance or Justin Fields, I'd be looking at trades. But I'm taking Wilson here.
4 quarterbacks off the board in the first 4 picks.
It's pretty standard for our mock drafts.
And this is entirely, I mean,
It could happen.
we're obviously not going to hit at 100% clip, but this is entirely possible.
Well, it's almost guaranteed the first 3 are going to be quarterbacks.
Yep.
It's going to be Lawrence. Jets traded Darnold, so it's going to be a quarterback. And you don't trade up that much to not take a quarterback.
Yep.
So
Without a doubt.
the only iron comes in at 4, but quarterback is not out of the question for them to groom somebody for the future.
And I think if Wilson's there, that's their guy.
And I like Wilson going to Atlanta and sitting behind Matt Ryan.
And they got Arthur Smith, too.
Yep.
And he groomed Ryan Tannehill there in Tennessee. So we'll see. But up at number
this
5.
pick is also up for grabs. There's every single playmaker available in the draft sitting there at 5. Pick 7. You think they might go wide receiver? Is there anyone that wants to move up and get their number 1 guy?
I think
Pick 6
this is
might take wide receiver too.
I think this is a spot where if the smoke has fire, Dallas might be making this call to see if they can move up to 5 to get Kyle Pitts. I think Dallas is in love with Kyle Pitts. I've been hearing it everywhere.
They're also desperate at cornerback.
This would be the stupidest move ever if they did it, but I think it's possible.
As the GM of the Dallas Cowboys right now, call me Jerry Jr., we're not going to do it.
And
We're not
another
making the trade
option you could have here is Carolina
Carolina.
might be looking to move up to now grab the 5th quarterback, which would be Jones.
They just traded for Darnold.
I know.
Yeah, I don't, as the Carolina head coach right now, I'm saying nay to that. If
Yeah, I think
anything,
they're
I'm
gonna-
looking at Kyle Pitts or some sort of skill position guy.
They didn't have to give up as much to get Darnold, but they did have to give up, like a second,
If you're
a sixth
Carolina,
this
though,
year, and a third or something, or a third or a fourth.
Fourth.
if you're Carolina, though, and you bring in Darnold and then you also draft a rookie quarterback, between the two, you got to feel pretty good. Let's just assume Bridgewater's gone because I think he is.
Without a doubt.
You got to be feeling pretty good about that. Darnold with a rookie behind him, you probably have your quarterback of the future between the two.
This is the year they have to make a decision on Darnold, though.
Yeah,
so
they
if he
do.
comes in and he plays well,
You still
and
then
you
have
drafted a quarterback at 5.
I don't think you draft a first round quarterback that early, trade up to get him, to just have him sit and then, weigh out all your options with Darnold.
Yeah.
in a
Well, you
full
have-
Who
season.
has the Patriots? I'm also available for them too.
I like what Steel Curtain said right there.
Scott has the Patriots. Yeah. Paul with the Blue Collar Media Group, Steel Curtain, PEH, he says that you should be taking insurance policy. I love that because he's just quoting The Blind Side.
It's true though. Like
A man
Penny,
after my heart.
Penny
So with
Sewell
that
here makes
said,
too much sense.
You're taking your insurance policy for your quarterback. No, you just don't do that. You take Jamar Chase. You team him up with Joe Burrow again.
Get the LSU.
Dude, you can get the insurance policy in the second.
Yeah.
I think it was Paul Allen today on KFan was saying there's 7 to 9, in his estimation, there's 7 to 9 tackles in this draft that are going to play 10 to 15 years in the NFL if they want to.
And Chase is going to sell more jerseys than Slater or Sewell. So,
Yeah.
as a GM, I'm trying to sell jerseys, trying to put ass in seats. You got T. Higgins, Boyd, and Jamar Chase out there. Fuck yeah, dude.
And do they not have a tackle that they drafted last year that got hurt before the season started?
2 years ago.
2 years
Jonah
ago.
Williams.
Jonah Williams. So did he play last year then?
He did play last year.
Okay. I thought for some reason that was last year that he got hurt. I thought he was taken after Burrow. Here we go here at pick 6.
Well, we made a few trades to get here. Dolphins. We traded back from 3 to 12 and then up to 6.
And I think the Dolphins are happy with who's available.
We are happy. We are very happy. I talked to Brian Flores, and we're feeling good about who's sitting on the board, watching 4 quarterbacks go. We're a little disappointed that Chase went. He was going to be the guy we wanted, but we're going to take the next best thing, which is going to be Kyle Pitts. He's not going to make it any farther than the Miami Dolphins. We're going to pair him with Devontae Parker. We just signed Will Fuller. We still have Myles Gaskin and another pick at 18 to maybe get somebody else. We'll see. But Kyle Pitts, welcome to the team.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Steel Curtain's too happy with us. He thinks the AFC North has got a lot of pass rushers and you need to protect him, but it's tough out there.
This one's a little bit of a tough situation because if I'm Detroit here and I'm calling New England. And I'm seeing if I can get 14, get a first next year as well, and get a third to go with the first this year. 14, a third this year, and a first next year from New England. See if they'll take that.
I was busy reading the comments. All right, so we're going to make a trade.
Trying to trade out of pick 7.
You're going to be trading with the Patriots, correct?
Yep.
Down to 15.
Where are they? All right, and where are the Lions?
Right there.
Okay. And what did you want to trade?
So we're going to give up pick 7.
Yep.
We're going to receive pick 15, pick 96, and a first next year.
Ooh. First, a third, and a future first.
Patriots are evaluating your offer, and they have accepted.
So the Patriots are going to take the only guy that they should be taking here, Mac Jones, at pick 7.
So just quick question about what we're working on here. It said the Patriots accepted the offer. Does it matter in which order you put the offer in?
I don't believe it does, but just for the sake of the bit.
I don't think it matters which way because we're kind of doing it ourselves anyways, but it would say the Patriots are offering this to 7 to get it. Instead, it was essentially we offered 7 for 15, 96, and next year.
But
So
Star
what I'm
is saying
saying is
would the
maybe-
Lions have taken that deal?
Would the Lions, if it were in reverse and the Patriots offered it to the Lions because maybe the Patriots accepted because they're like, fuck yeah, we're getting 7.
Great
Like,
value, yeah.
Yeah. That's
We
all
could
I
change
was
it next
asking.
time, but I think that both teams would take that deal.
There's no going back now. We
The
we
trade
are
has been
locked
accepted.
in and
Mac Jones
committed.
has been picked.
And if you're the Lions, you got to be jacked.
There's still a lot of pretty good players here. And the Carolina Panthers.
Oh wow, that's an interesting take right there. Our inside source on everything Cowboys says that Trayvon Diggs is in a little bit of trouble.
Trayvon, Alden Smith is in trouble as well. The Cowboys
He's
have
on the
issues.
Seahawks.
What?
now.
Why has
yeah.
everything with Gladney been hush hush so far? Is it because they're waiting for more information to come out?
Could be. I haven't heard anything about it. But up next, pick number 8, Carolina Panthers, Gage's Rage. You're hanging in the war room with Matt Rule.
Yep.
You guys are just chilling, throwing back some Celtics
Doing some high fiving,
It's getting wild. I think
without the 5s.
a little bit of fingernail fights.
they really, really, really want to go with an offensive weapon or someone to help the offense a little bit. But they're struggling. The defense hasn't had the real playmaker since Kuechly hung them up pretty early. And you got a chance looking at, I think, one of the most athletic players on the board. And he's got some heritage in the game. I think they're going to go out and get the best cornerback available, a real playmaker on defense, Patrick Surtain, the second.
I like it. I like that pick a lot for Carolina.
I think they just released one of their cornerbacks like maybe a month ago. So not that recent, but was it Jackson? Do you know who
Not
it
a
was? Star?
Dory Jackson. He was with
He's
Tennessee.
Titans. Yeah,
Yep.
he was drafted by the Titans. There was another one. I don't remember what. They released somebody. So they are in need of a cornerback. I like that pick there. I was doing a mock draft today and I almost took that as well. So,
Maybe a little reach, but it's a playmaker and their defense is way off. A lot better than they were a month ago.
Pick number 9 and Star Lamar.
They definitely wanted to see a quarterback here. I think they're Definitely not sold on Drew Lock like they were last year. Linebacker, obviously they're good at pass rush right now, but an interior linebacker, cover linebacker would be nice to have. I know they've lost a couple guys in recent years. So I'm going to go with Micah Parsons.
I love that Parsons pick to Denver. That's a solid pick.
Yeah,
get some more dynamic linebackers on that defensive front seven. The defense in Denver is solid. They just need to. Honestly, I was just thinking today, would Alex Smith to Denver have made some sense if he wanted to keep playing? A guy that could control the football and not lose games for them. I think it could have.
They have a solid defense. They have the weapons on offense.
They would have competed for a wild card spot, possibly. You're not going to beat Kansas City with that, but you're at least functional at quarterback now.
Let's see what Drew Lock can do with a full roster of wide receivers, too.
And if you completely tank out and have a horrible year, you're right in line for a top quarterback next year.
Yep. Probably a new coach, but top quarterback.
Yep. All right. Pick number 10, the great Brandino.
Well, like I said, Jerry and I have been hanging out. He calls me JJ for short. And we've been talking about it hard. We liked Surtain. We did like him a lot, and we do need help on the defense, but Dak Prescott had a nasty injury last year, and we need to keep him upright.
I'm sorry, Shaney.
So I know all things Cowboys wanted a cornerback, and JC Horn probably would fit here, but we didn't think Penei Sewell was going to be here at 10, and we're taking him. He's not going past us, so welcome to the squad. Let's keep Dak Prescott upright. We have the weapons on offense. Fuck defense. Who even needs it, right?
Do you think the Cowboys would have been receiving a lot of phone calls there for somebody to try and move up to get Penei Sewell? I think they would have.
Arizona?
Yeah. Or Minnesota?
Yeah. Yeah, they could have really,
I think if the Vikings
bid it.
I think if the Vikings get to within reaching distance of Sewell, they would make that move. That's the only guy, in my opinion, they would move up for.
I don't think you're wrong.
All right. Here we go. Pick number 11, the New York Giants. Fuck, they need everything. God, they need everything. I'm going to just close my eyes and point.
Good free agency.
I'm going to just close my fucking eyes and point.
Are the Giants open to a trade with Minnesota?
What would Minnesota? Yeah, I mean, we're open to anything right now. But what would Minnesota be trading up for? Rashawn Slater?
Wow.
You're Minnesota.
I'm Minnesota.
Yeah.
You think they divulge who they're going after? Think that's something they make them tell?
No, but we can talk about it on here because it's more fun that way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just take a stab.
We're looking at Slater.
I think the Giants need to get more dynamic on defense. They know they need to. Everybody knows they need to, and they need a little bit of a guy that can make a difference out on the field. I'm gonna take at pick number 11 with the New York Giants, Jalen Phillips. Ooh, sheesh. A little bit of a reach pick, but he's the most dynamic defender in the top 32. Especially from the edge position, more dynamic than Kwity Paye. I love him right here.
If he can keep his concussions, that issue under control, because I think he's had a couple of them. If he doesn't, if he's not getting hurt in the NFL, he's going to be a very good player.
And he's exactly what that Giants team needs to get after the quarterback and help out the secondary. That's actually pretty good.
And there's some comments. The Vikings absolutely would have made a trade there, I think.
We're going to offer, but
people are mad.
The Giants really wanted Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
the Giants
they definitely couldn't have got him at 14. So.
No way.
So good thing that they waited.
Philadelphia, you're sitting here. You know you got a couple options. Are you open to a trade?
The line is open right now.
The Vikings are going to make an offer to you.
Ooh, okay.
So I believe we have. So I'll offer you 14 and our best third-round pick this year to trade up to 12.
How many third-round picks do they have?
They have a couple. They have 2 or 3 this year.
2, I think.
I think you have to sweeten that pot just a little bit, like a seventh.
A fifth?
Yeah.
The Vikings have many fifths. Just pull up the trade calc here and let's see what they got.
We can work something out, I'm sure. But
if you just do the mock trade here, go to the trade and pull up the 2 teams. So make it as though Minnesota's offering the deal, because I like what Star was saying better. Because like Star said, Minnesota's really the team trying to get this deal done.
Yep. So
the Eagles are just listening.
Philly. Yep. And then they will say if Philly accepts it or declines it. So we'll know for sure what the computer thinks.
Fuck, are the Vikings really willing to give up their best third?
To go up 2 spots and get a solid tackle in Slater? I'm not trying to read your mind.
That's the highest we're going to offer.
It's a first and a third.
Mm-hmm.
So pick 14 and pick 78 for pick 12.
Honestly, from where I stand, I think I start shopping the offer from Philly. I don't think I get a better offer, but we'll send this one through and see what it says.
Oh, they'll accept it.
You think they'll accept it?
Yeah.
Why do they have to accept it or what?
No.
Yep, I have forced trades on.
It's just a,
oh, the Eagles
Told
took
ya.
it.
All right, so the Vikings are very happy. We traded up, and we wanted to take an offensive tackle.
I might have countered it, but whatever. It's already accepted.
I'm personally not.
think I
Like,
could
as a
cover it.
Vikings fan, I'm a little offended that they made that trade.
I 2 spots and you lose your next pick. So then when I'm watching the draft, I have to wait till the end of the 3rd round to see their next pick. Fuck that.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Here we go.
The guy we want is going to be there. Probably could have got it for a little less than what we offered, but we're going to take Jalen Waddle. I'm just fucking. We're going to take Rashawn Slater. We need to get an offensive lineman that's going to protect a guy that we believe is going to be in the league for the next 10 to 15 years. And on our board, he was our number 1 tackle, so we were happy with it.
All right, can you guys name the left tackle for the Chargers?
The current existing left tackle.
No.
Well, they had Try Turner, but was he a guard?
He was a
He's a
guard.
guard. They had
Russell Okung.
Okung is on the Panthers, or was.
Yeah, he got traded.
Oh, yeah, they traded him for
they
Try Turner.
swapped, Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like Pipkins or Hipkins or some shit.
So you're
like
telling
that?
me right now
This
they're
is
going
not
to take a
good.
tackle?
I'm telling you right now, they're pissed off that the Vikings jumped them.
Well, they could be happy with Christian Darrisaw too.
And now with all of that going on the board, lots of wide receivers left. Is there anyone else that wants to move up to that position?
Well,
Not I.
I
Yeah.
think there's a chance, and I don't know how far back here we are as far as. I think there's a chance that.
Maybe Chicago is looking to jump up.
Well, the other team I was thinking is there's a chance that Tennessee might be trying to move up to get a dynamic edge rusher. Like Quiddy Pie, they might be looking at a guy like him to take over for what they lost in Clowney.
Would they trade up to make that move though?
I don't see why not.
I guess
They
he is
didn't
the
lose
next
much
best-
in Clowney.
No, but they need an edge rusher, and they needed one when they had Clowney as well. So
I think they're gonna, since I'm not getting any good offers. Can I trade with myself? Who do I?
Yeah,
have?
you can trade with yourself.
I think there's a chance the Raiders might move up.
Which
'Cause
would
they-
be your pick, and then you
Oh.
also have the Colts. I don't see them moving up though.
I'm not doing it. I don't think anybody's moving up here. I think the Chargers are stuck.
I think if they're stuck and they're picking, they're gonna make a surprise pick. This man has fallen off some draft boards because of back problems, but I watched a lot of film today. By film, I mean highlight tape.
So you're in
And-
love right now.
I'm taking Caleb Farley. He allowed a 36% completion rate in 2019.
I think Farley has got potential to be the best cornerback
Yeah.
from this draft when it's all said and done. He's got
No, he's had lingering problems. If that surgery worked, they're gone. He's going to be better than he ever was.
his skills are impressive.
So I'm
So-
just looking at. I don't think you guys can see it here on our screen. Well, you guys can, but people watching can't. The Eagles pick was worth 1,200. The Vikings was 11, and then it was 200 for our top third.
So they
So it
got
was
good
fair.
value for
it was
that.
pretty fair. 90 was 140, so it would have been a little bit closer. Still a little overvalued, but wasn't that far off.
Of course it's fair. It's the fucking butthole making the deal. We got our
Yeah.
pulse on the
We don't take
we got our
fucking
hands
bad
on the pulse
trades.
of the NFL. All right. Pick number 14
The
now.
Eagles, who had traded out of 12 with the Vikings, are very happy. Looking at the draft board, they still have a lot of good playmakers
Isn't this your
available. And
I traded the Vikings. That was my pick. So I traded.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
so
we're
I-
actually trading our draft positions as well as the picks then.
well, he made
You
the
have
pick,
to make the
Oh, yeah.
pick if you're trading.
That's fair. I just didn't know what we were doing here.
and we're absolutely happy. We were thinking about a tackle with the Hurts, but I think we're going to try and get him another first round pick that flops. We're going for Waddle, the Heisman winner, right?
That
No,
was Smith.
Devonta
Oh
Smith.
fuck me! Is he's still on the board? Though.
I
No,
already
give me
clicked
the
it. I already clicked it.
No, I want the Heisman. No,
Dude, in the NFL, you don't get to submit your card and then retract it because you'd find new information.
Now
You're
they're
supposed to
pissed.
know
They got
this.
the wrong guy. Damn it!
Some people have Waddle higher than Smith. It's not. Those two can be fairly interchangeable, but it was a terrible pick.
All right, right here, I think right here the Lions are just jumping for joy because they have the Heisman Trophy winner still on the board as they wait to make their pick, and they're running up to the podium to submit Devonta Smith And they're so glad that Waddle went before him. The Eagles fuck up another wide receiver pick.
There's a lot of people that
Eagles
have
and
Waddle.
Lions.
I know.
Waddle for Smith.
The Eagles
Almost
fuck
every
up
one
just
of
like
them
they
have
did
Waddle
taking
over
Rager
Smith.
before Jefferson. They fuck up and take Waddle before Smith. And the Lions are absolutely Dougieing all the way up to the podium.
Devastated.
Okay, I got the Cardinals.
Yep.
They're looking at two very, very good offensive linemen that they definitely, desperately need. And also the Gamecock, J.C. Horn, another cornerback with some heritage from the NFL. This is a tough choice. I think they go with the offense to protect their guys in the future. And I think they're going to not take Christian Darrisaw, but AVT.
That's a good pick.
Tucker.
That's a good pick.
Are you sure? I'm going to
Solid
click
if it's-
submit. There's no
I already said
all
it.
right,
It's
you
gone. I
sent your
already
card
know
out.
this now. We can't get it back.
All right.
It's sent. It's
Okay, Cliff.
It is what it is.
All right.
He's happy. Solid guy.
I hope they show him just chilling in his fucking palatial mansion again this year. At
They
the
have
draft.
a T-shirt of that picture of him sitting in his room.
Just
or
a
his house.
fucking living room that is just full of glass and a big ass fireplace. And then out behind him is a big tiki bar with a pool. And the tiki bar is as big as most of our houses. Just absolutely flexing on everybody.
How do you walk around naked?
And
in
then
your
you got
house?
fucking Belichick, who is stuck in his 1930s home.
Just
with bad
flex those
lighting and his
massive
dog.
balls he's got
All right.
What?
carrying him in a wheelbarrow.
Raiders desperately need offensive line help. They lost 4 of them this offseason. So with that being said, they're going to draft Jeremiah Owusu-Karamo, linebacker from Notre Dame.
That's a dirty pick, too. Did you know that the Raiders have the worst picking efficiency in the NFL
I believe it.
since, like, when did Gruden get there? 16, 17?
And then Mike Mayock is their GM.
Yeah, but Gruden has more personnel say than Mike Mayock does.
Does he?
Yep. It's not even 50-50. But basically, since Gruden got there, they have the worst hit percentage on just draft picks, like, period, across all 7 rounds in the NFL.
But it's only been a few years. I mean, how can you judge the guy
I'm not saying
instantly on his?
all I'm saying is the Raiders have had a lot of picks because they traded Khalil Mack. They've had a lot of opportunity for hits, and they have not hit on them. I mean, if you want to call Josh Jacobs a hit, I'll give you that, but that's really not a hit. He was drafted in.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
You're forgetting about one super hit that they got.
Clellan Ferrell.
No,
Waller.
no,
They
he
didn't
was
draft.
a free agent. Hunter Renfro,
Yeah, okay.
the best wide receiver in the league.
Okay. God, if Star had a team, he would have Laquan Treadwell, Hunter Renfro.
Blake Cashman's captain of the defense.
Yeah, you'd have the just
Samaje P. Ryan.
just a poor man's
No.
Patriots receiving core.
Bryce Love just got
Ooh,
released.
You
He's my
take him
starting
too.
running back.
Yeah.
Steel curtain heads. Look at Tampa Bay. He wasn't any good there either back in 2000.
That's true. He's
What,
not.
Did he just manage an amazing roster? And
He
got
took over
traded to
Dungy's.
Tampa
He
Bay.
took over Dungy's roster.
Won a Super Bowl the first year there.
Cadillac Williams. He was good for like a year. Don't diss on the Cadillac.
yeah, before that ACL. man,
Gruden
he had
falls
it
in
going.
love with guys, and then he just has tunnel vision.
Just blew out a tire.
Gruden is the one in
Well, there's that.
that people have said would walk around the ESPN studio saying Johnny Manziel should be pick number 1. Like he loved Johnny Manziel.
He did have a quarterback camp.
Yeah.
He knew these guys.
And that's
First
the guy
hand.
that you want drafting for your team. I don't know. All right, here we go.
Man,
Hey,
18.
knock on wood if you're with me. Taking a linebacker.
18. This is tough. The Dolphins have some options here. We like J.C. Horn, but we don't really have a need for him. We got 2 solid cornerbacks there. We drafted a
With the
first,
first
round
rounder
guy
last year.
last year.
Byron
Yep.
Jones.
Yep. Jones, Xavier Howard, and then I don't remember.
He's from Auburn. Has a hard to pronounce name.
Very hard to pronounce name. Long name. We already drafted an offensive playmaker, so we're in between wanting to go with Zaven Collins on defense. We do like him. We lost what's his name, went back to the Patriots this year. Who's that linebacker?
Kyle Van Noy.
Hightower?
Van Noy.
Sorry.
Hightower's gonna be back too, but we're contemplating taking a running back right here. But we do believe that there's going to be a solid running back in round 2 for us to take. So we are going to go ahead and select our linebacker, Zaven Collins. He is a freak of nature. I do have him as my third best guy. I like Parsons. Owusu Karamoa. Is that how you say that one?
I said Karamo, but I don't know.
Okay. We like him better, but Zaven Collins is a stud. He's athletic. He won some award in college for being one of the best athletes as well. So, is it not Nagurski Award?
Nagurski.
Yep, that one. So, we are taking him. So, up on the clock, we have the Washington football team. Scooter Scoops.
Don't take a running back.
Don't worry.
Good
Don't worry.
input.
We didn't.
Okay, here we go. I think I like this here. Washington really needs offensive line help bad, and they have a couple guys here that they get to choose from. I personally am a bigger fan of Christian Darrisaw than I am Tevin Jenkins. So for the sake of the draft, I'm going to say Washington selects Christian Darrisaw, pick 19, and they're completely at joy with it.
And I don't think the Cowboys expected this draft to shake out the way it did. But with J.C. Horn sitting at the top of the board, they're ecstatic after they lose.
The
All right,
Cowboys
so
are?
what are the Cowboys going to? What are the Cowboys going to trade?
What
What are the Cowboys going to trade the Bears?
Did I say Cowboys?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
What are the Cowboys going to
Cowboys
trade
are
them?
so excited right now, but the
Cowboys
Bears are
are
picking.
thrilled.
The Bears are taking J.C. Horn without a second thought into this draft.
That's actually a good pick for the Bears.
yeah.
They lost
yeah.
Kyle Fuller
Fuller was
Yep.
lost in free agency, so
for
they
34 minutes.
get a great replacement here, and they're ecstatic.
Here we go. Indianapolis back around to Stoudemire.
Indianapolis has a lot of needs, but is pretty solid as a roster as a whole. They did have their left tackle retire, I believe, this offseason,
Costanzo.
which leaves an opening there. Potential reach to grab a Tevin Jenkins at this place. There are other needs. Wide receiver, definitely. They did bring T.Y. back, but they don't have much at wide receiver. This would also be a reach for almost any of the wide receivers.
Link to the stream.
But
Celebrity pick.
I think they're going to take Tevin Jenkins. They're taking the tackle. Protect your boy Carson.
Well, that leaves the Titans are up here. Pick 22. We are open to offers if anybody wants to move up. Is there somebody on the docket that somebody's looking for? I'm open to offers here.
I think there's a chance here that you might start getting some calls from Green Bay. I think Green Bay is going to be moving up to try and get Rashad Bateman. They've never drafted a wide receiver in the first round, as long as I can remember. They drafted Devontae Adams in the second round, I believe it was.
Yep.
They also drafted, who was it that they drafted?
Jordy was second round.
Where was Valdez Scantling, a third, or was he a fourth?
I think it was a fourth off the top. Of my
Okay,
head.
and then Alan Lazard was also a lower end pick. I think Green Bay is going to shock the world here, do something to keep their quarterback happy. I'm not necessarily saying that they have to move up,
Yep.
but
There is the Browns, Ravens.
they want to make sure they get that quarterback, and they don't, or that wide receiver, and they don't want to risk the chance that Baltimore might move up, or they might just draft him. So I think you're in a situation where you might have Green Bay calling to try and move up here. So I don't know who has the Green Bay pick, but
I think that'd be Star Lamar.
so he's negotiating with you then. Does Star agree with me or not?
that they'd move up.
That they would at least see what it would take.
I don't think so.
Okay.
They're old school.
That's fair.
Well, we are starting to run out of time on the clock. Any last second offers? Going once? Going twice? Gage's Rage? Sold. I'll take 2 first-round picks for it. All right, no, we're going to go with an edge rusher. Jadeveon wasn't the guy we were hoping he was going to be last year. We do need some help on the defensive line, so we're going to go Quiddy Pie out of Michigan. Welcome to the squad.
Full send.
So Scott's up. Scott's up next. We have
With the Jets.
The New York Jets Jets are pretty happy here because there's players available and they need a lot of them.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So I think the Jets are going to be. God, what are they going to do here? So they're excited they got Justin Fields. They need. I'm kind of starting to think that they might just go Aziz Ujulari here and punt on. I was thinking possibly sniping Najee Harris because that would be a total Jets thing to do. Pair the rookie running back with the rookie quarterback.
That would be so Jets.
But they can just get Trey Sermon later.
But they could just get, well, they could
And
also
then it'll
just
be all
draft
Ohio
Trey
State.
Sermon now.
That would be a little bit of an overdraft.
So we did have a question from Alex here. Was there any chance that the Dolphins trade back at 18 and pick Harris at 22 and the Titans go up to 18 to replace Jackson?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
This is
a lot of sense.
the territory where you usually see a lot of trades is like 15 and under is when
you get
people
more
start
value
moving.
for those first round picks.
And
Yeah,
it's
where
also
you don't have to give up as much at
To
all
get up
to
into
go.
the
Yeah,
top 10. Or,
exactly.
people are trying to collect the 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s to move back 3, 4 spots because there's a ton of guys available that they all like.
Yeah. And like you guys were just saying, it's generally going to be a few spots here and a few spots there. So you're not giving up absolutely everything. I'm going to say the Jets here are going to take Aziz Ojulari. They're going to go defense. Their new head coach, what's his name? Saleh. He loves defense. They need to build up that defense a little more. They're going Ojulari. And I hope to God I'm saying that right.
I believe it is. Yeah.
You can butcher all the names. They butcher it at the draft.
That's true. That's true.
Brett Favre.
now I'm up with the Steelers, and I have a tough choice here. I think it's without a doubt going to be a running back. I mean, they just had lost.
James Conner.
James Conner is in Arizona now, right?
Yep. Look at how proud he was when he looked at you and he said that. I know facts.
This happened, and I knew about it. Yeah, so, I mean, they had Benny Snell. He had a little bit of gamesmanship to him, but I don't think they're confident he could be their every down back. And there's a couple really good guys here that I think make a lot of sense. Personally, I like Najee Harris more. I feel like he's a more complete running back, and who I'm going to take is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Perfect. I like it. There's a lot of steam coming out today that the Steelers are in love with the idea of a running back in the first round.
Awesome. I like the pick even more now. Woohoo!
I had that in my first mock draft as well. Harris going there, but first round running backs.
I hear
People
what you're
aren't
saying.
fans of them. I'm not the biggest either.
Would Harris to Pittsburgh be the worst kept secret outside of Lawrence to the Jaguars of this draft?
The only thing is you can't put Harris to Pittsburgh because
There's other
21
players.
picks.
Kill me. Yo, he is a diehard Steelers fan, and he hates the idea of them going running back in the first.
I mean, they got a pretty solid young defense. They were able to get Hayden last year, right, at safety, or 2 years ago.
Fitzpatrick.
There we go.
Hayden's the cornerback.
Yes. So I mean, they got solid D-backs.
No, dude, their defense is loaded.
Edge rushers. Yeah, I see maybe a wide receiver that was still laying around, but I don't like anyone who's left. Bateman, no
But
thanks.
they need offensive line.
What the fuck did you just say?
No thanks for Bateman. They already got Juju,
Claypool, Deontay,
Deontay.
Bateman
Ray
goes-
McLeod.
Bateman
They're
goes to that
full.
team, and he's wide receiver 1.
All right, locked in Harris. No
All
doubt
right,
about
Harris
it.
All
to
right.
Pittsburgh. Celebrity pick at 25. Here we go.
We have special guest coming on, Matt Harrison. How's it going, Matt?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Pretty good.
We appreciate you coming on here. We have you on the clock. You have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh my gosh, I have the Jaguars.
At pick
Yeah.
25.
Oh, I can't pick Trevor Lawrence again.
Well, I mean, you could.
I tried to trade the pick. No one wanted to come up to one.
Oh, who wants to trade with me there? Jacksonville has a lot of needs. Like, if there's a team that wants to trade up to get into this, I would not be surprised to see Jacksonville either slough this off for a second-round pick and maybe a future first, or go with several day 2 picks if they get that done. They got a lot of needs there, and Urban Meyer wants to build a champion in short order, I'm sure.
Yes, he does. Well, I think this is also an opportunity where Green Bay might try and move up to 25.
Just to skip the couple of wide receiver needy teams.
Yeah.
ahead of them.
Star Lamar, do you have a trade in mind?
Or does Green Bay not want to move up, Star Lamar?
Green Bay, they're not going to move up. They're old school. They're like the
Okay.
Patriots. They move
Well,
back.
screw Green Bay anyway. I never
So-
liked them.
That one, Matt.
All right. I think I see Rashad Bateman still on the board, and I'm really surprised that he's there. I think Rashad Bateman would be a really nice guy to kind of match up with Trevor Lawrence and a couple of the young wide receivers that are still in Jacksonville. So I think that would be a fantastic pick. I've seen Bateman go in mocks as early as like 15 to New England. So having him there at 25, I think, is a nice little spot.
There it is. Rashad Bateman, pick 25 to Jacksonville. And if you're Trevor Lawrence, you got to be elated that they just took Rashad Bateman.
They got a couple other wide receivers on roster already, but another playmaker to add with it.
Chark, Chenault, Robinson played really well last year too. Trevor Lawrence, you got yourself a nice arsenal of weapons for the guy. And they're all pretty young too.
Yeah, all of them should be on some sweet low-cost deals for a while too. So, but having another first-round draft pick gives Bateman the opportunity to be there for 5 years. And I think that's pretty attractive to a coach who, is known for building some pretty quick offenses there.
Yeah, he's also known for leaving them after things get rough too. So
yeah, he's probably only got 5 years there. So
yeah, they might outlast Urban Meyer in Jacksonville. So.
That's true. He generally leaves his programs in pretty good shape, though.
No, it's as soon as it starts to go downhill. Like Tim Tebow's gone, I need to spend time with my family.
Well, to be fair, he's not going to break any like crazy rules about recruiting in the NFL. We think, right?
Who knows?
I mean, they can still lose draft picks, I guess, if he's doing illegal stuff. But yeah, I don't think that he's got as much of a chance to get in some sanctions against the program here.
He's calling people up saying, "Hey, release that video of you smoking a bong. I want you at 25."
Yes.
Jeremy Tunsil? He wants them to Tunsil it?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Tonsilitis?
Yeah.
Little tonsillitis.
Jeez.
All right. Where are we at?
We move on. If you want to hang out for the rest of it, Matt, feel free. You could throw you on another pick. Otherwise, if you got to get going,
sure,
we understand.
I'll hang out. I don't got that much going on. I'm sitting in the dance parking lot waiting for my kids to get done. So, you know how it is.
To kill some time.
Yeah.
All right. Star Lamar, you want to take 26 then?
Sure. I'll take 26. Browns are going to go. Why is Rizzo so low on this?
I don't know.
Did something happen?
But I love him.
I know they did just sign Clowney though, but that was only to a 1-year deal. Interior defensive line is still in need. They did get rid of Sheldon Richardson, so I'm going to go with Christian Barmore here.
I love that.
The Browns get a cheaper replacement for a guy you just let go. Hopefully, you can have Clowney and Garrett make some noise at the edge,
and a guy who can get after the pass rusher or the quarterback too. He's a pass rushing guy,
similar to Sheldon Richardson.
All right, 27. We are a little bummed that Rashad Bateman went. He felt like it fit here for us, but we do need an edge rusher as well. So hearing that Rizzo didn't go, oh man, and then Terrence Marshall is here too. So now we're feeling ourselves. Now we don't really know what we want to do.
Don't feel yourselves too much. You're on camera.
We are going to go with, well, he popped up there. I like him. Let's go with Terrence Marshall Jr. He's kind of the third guy 2 years ago for LSU, but he still produced. I think he had over 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards in the last 2 seasons. A little overshadowed by Jefferson and Chase, but he's still a solid wide receiver and somebody that hopefully you pair him with Hollywood Brown. They got Sammy Watkins now too, Mark Andrews. They should have a good set of weapons there for Lamar Jackson to hopefully improve.
Not throw the ball to.
I don't even think that's a good set of weapons. Jeez, what has Hollywood Brown shown you in a couple of years? And Sammy Watkins is about 8 teams past his prime right now.
He's only 27. He's only 27 years old.
Oh, only 27. That's like 85 NFL years. Jeez, they need to change the tennis balls on his walker soon.
Hey, put some respect on the name. Super Bowl champion Sammy Watkins.
Oh yeah, he really made all the difference. It wasn't just Patrick Mahomes' kid at all.
Watkins will get you 2 good games this next year.
One will be week 1.
Week
and then
1.
trade him
week 1 and probably half a week 2, and then he's done for the year.
Matt, how annoyed are you going to be when you crack the Fantasy Football Weekly airwaves on a Saturday after week 1 and everybody's asking you if Watkins is worth picking up?
Gosh, he's going to be take a chance on me guy all year. That's for sure.
All All right. Here we
Man. And by the way,
Yeah,
terrace.
this is
not-
true.
It's not Terrence. It's like go out on the terrace and have a sip of brandy.
I was gonna correct him, and the name was right in front of him. And I didn't know if it was a speech impediment, and I'd be bullied.
If you look at it real fast, it looks like Terrence, but
If you know where I went to school, you know we can't read. All right.
well,
Low blow.
it's not like man. Now they need a Philip too. Terrence and Philip.
I was just impressed he got that close to Terrace, Matt. I was going to let it ride.
Okay.
All right. The New Orleans Saints, I picked 28. I think there's a chance here that they might shock the world and take a quarterback. And
Call. Is
Six.
it what most people believe to be the fifth best
this
quarterback of the
would
draft?
be an absolute reach by most people's standards if they did it. But I know there's been talks that they really like Kyle Trask.
I've seen Davis moving in as the sixth quarterback.
I have as well. I just don't know.
Man, I
Heard
don't
my-
think the Saints have a chance to take a quarterback. They still have so much money tied up in T Hill there. And then
Yeah.
Winston, I think that they like him a lot. They have two quarterbacks that they want to really battle it out and probably utilize both of them. I could not see them going up for this. They have so many holes they need to fill because they're so strapped for cap space. Man, they could not take a quarterback here. That would be
Yeah.
bonkers.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. You're talking me out of it.
That would make my Terrence bit look a little bit more educated, Scott.
Well, that would have definitely been the shocker of the draft if we had them pick a quarterback. Let's do this. Let's have them get a guy that can bust the top off the defense on the outside. Get them Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss, to pair with Michael Thomas in that offense. Give Jameis somebody to throw to downfield. We'll go Elijah Moore.
Matt, I think you're the only person that's been able to talk some sense into Scott in like 2 years of doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I have that ability on Scott and on the ladies, all that stuff. It all works out.
Yeah.
You hit him with the same line. Don't overreact.
Yeah, don't overreact. Don't take a quarterback here. Come on. He's up.
All right, now I'm up with the Green Bay Packers. My stomach's kind of turning just thinking about what the Green Bay Packers need. I don't want to make their pick. Their championship squad, though. I mean, they got a lot of good things going for them. I could definitely see him going with a new lineman, interior guy like that Landon Dickerson fella.
Yeah, they let their center walk in free agency. Corey Lindsley. Dickerson could slide right in there and take his spot over.
Is he a versatile guy that could fill the void?
Yeah, he's a swing
Could
center guard.
you see them taking a quarterback here in the first round just to give Rodgers a little bit more competition?
make it a little more crowded.
It worked last year for him.
Maybe one more running back?
No, they're definitely not going with a playmaker. That's abundantly clear. They could absolutely use
With the uproar from last year about them not taking basically anybody that could help Rodgers win, do you think that they're going to feel pressure in that front office to actually do so, or they're going to go the complete opposite and go, we're going to take a long snapper this year and just really make Rodgers exit next year?
It would be a low blow though if they just drafted per se Dickerson to slide into Lindsley's spot, because Dickerson's not going to be as good as Lindsley was.
not nearly as
And
good.
it's typical Green Bay fashion. Let your good center walk and then just draft his replacement in the first round. I could see it. I could also see them going Kadarius Toney though. I think the pressure is going to get him to do something in the first as far as a playmaker for Rodgers.
I
It's
think
not like Rodgers hasn't even tried to put any pressure on him though. Like he hasn't made any comments about wanting a wide receiver, being angry that they drafted a quarterback.
No, but he has said things along the lines of, I thought they would draft somebody that could help us more this year.
Sarcasm went way over your head.
Okay,
Scott.
I'm sorry.
Way over your head.
That's fair.
He's going to start threatening them very soon that, I'm going to just go be the host of Jeopardy unless you get me some people here. I would not be surprised that if Aaron Rodgers is out of football after this season, especially if it doesn't go the way that he thinks it should go in Green Bay. He's a guy who could just walk away and be fine with it.
I hate Green Bay, but if I'm Green Bay, I'm just giving Rodgers the card
To
and
fill
saying,
out.
have
But
at
they
it.
haven't. They continuously don't do that. They don't want to do that for some dumb reason. They're idiots.
Do you think Rodgers walks up to the podium and opens it and says, "Who is Kadarius Toney?"
No,
Yeah.
I think he's going to Kanye the mic from him.
That would be pretty funny.
Hey, I'm going to let you finish in a second, but this is who we're actually drafted.
I think Kadarius Toney could be sick here. I like it.
You guys all made very, very great points. The best one was Matt Harrison saying he could walk away if they don't make the right pick. So I'm going with Greg Newsome the second, cornerback, help the defense, which they probably don't need to do, and try and piss off the quarterback.
They're just trying to get rid of Kevin King.
Here we go. Pick 30. Matt Harrison, explosive output on the clock.
Oh, Buffalo?
Yep.
I'm doing this from my phone, and I can't read this super, super well. Now, if I'm Buffalo, and I know their coach just recently came out and said that they need to run the ball better in order to ensure that they are a playoff caliber team. And I don't think that means that they're replacing Zach Moss or Travis Etienne or anything like that. I think it means they're going to concentrate on the O-line and run blocking O-linemen. So who is my best run blocking O-lineman available that you guys see on the board right there?
I would go personally with Landon Dickerson or Alex Leatherwood. Dickerson's known more for the road grading offensive lineman. He's the interior
So
guy.
you're trying to give me Dick or Wood? What?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh gosh.
Are you going to accept it?
Now,
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
Yeah, I think let's go. Is either of them an interior lineman?
That
Both
would
of
be
them.
that would be Dick.
Yeah, Dick is the one that's the interior.
All right, give me some Dick.
There we go. At pick 30, the Bills accept some Dick. All right.
They sure do.
Pick 31, Star Lamar.
we got the Kansas City Chiefs, who have so many needs all over the place. They're coming off of back-to-back Super Bowls appearances, one win. They just have a lot of holes to fill. I think, did they lose anyone like big this past season?
Well,
Their entire offensive line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fisher, I think Fisher they released who's the Schwartz on the right side as well.
Yeah.
They did add Kyle Long, and who else did they trade for as the other tackle? They got a couple of older tackles back, but they're definitely looking for weapons for Mahomes and to keep shoring up that offensive line, in my opinion.
Yeah. And this guy I don't see on our board for the tackles, but I've said I like him. Michigan.
I'll pull up all the offensive tackles here. 1 second. All right, all the offensive tackles are up. Michigan, you would be thinking
Jalen Mayfield. They have him ranked 69. I like him higher than. That's why I'm taking him. Jalen Mayfield, Big Ten, left tackle. They seem to work out in the NFL.
Yes, they do. And now at pick 32.
All right, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, they might trade out of here. You know, they still have some decent offensive weapons, and it sounds like every veteran, playmaking, offensive player, wide receiver, tight end, running back, they all want to come back and play for him. Marshawn Lynch, Antonio Brown still wants to come back if the money's right. Who knows? Julian Edelman might come out of retirement and go play for Tom Brady.
Adrian Peterson
AP.
politicked a little bit to get there.
So there's no doubt they could get some guys there on the offense to help them out. So I'm going to go with somebody on the defensive side of the ball. Interior defensive lineman, I think they're going to go with Levi Onwuzurike out of Washington. He's more of a run-stuffing defensive lineman. He opted out last year, but I really like him. I think he's got good character. He's got a high motor. He's going to chase after the ball no matter where it's going. I did a lot of research on this guy, so I think he's going to be a solid pick there at 32, which wraps up our first-round mock draft.
Zero safeties.
How many trades did we have?
Not very
Two?
many.
2.
Yeah, I think we made 2 during the draft.
Matt Harrison, over under 2 trades made on draft night in the NFL draft.
It's over, but it's probably not as many as you think, considering we've already had a couple of trades go through. So I'm gathering we probably see Something with Atlanta, Detroit, Denver, somewhere in there. That'll probably be the first one. One of those three teams will get involved. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Patriots move up and try to get Mac Jones. I personally don't think he goes 3. I think Fields or Trey Lance is going 3 to the Niners. So, it could be very interesting. It's probably in the neighborhood of 4. And I actually put out a NFL draft prop bet game similar to my Super Bowl prop bet game over on Shock Fantasy, and that'll be up probably later this week, right before the weekend. Give it a little breathing time to take a look at it. But over under on trades in the first round is definitely one that we do on there.
All right.
Nice. All right. This is a 2-part question.
Okay.
At 32 is usually gets traded. I feel like in past drafts, everyone wants to move up to get that 5th year, and you just won the Super Bowl. You don't have very many needs. What are the chances that Tampa Bay moves out of the first round completely? And part 2, if they do stay, is there any chance that they take a quarterback in the future?
I don't think that there's a chance at 32 that they're going to take a quarterback there. I honestly think that Brady can play as long as he wants. He's some otherworldly being, and that whatever TB12 regimen he's on, where he only eats celery and avocados, it seems to be working pretty well for him. So he's defying age all over the place, and he was 43, and he looked better than Peyton Manning looked at 37. So I think that there's a real chance that Brady could stick around for a few more years. And why would you go Packers style and tick off Tom Brady by drafting the quarterback of the future right now when you could just go try to win more championships? They're in win now mode. It would not surprise me if they did move out of this pick at all, considering there's going to be a few juicy candidates there. If Travis Etienne's sitting there and he doesn't go in the first round, it might be interesting to have somebody want to jump up in front of Jacksonville's 2nd round pick to come get him and make sure that he's not going to Jacksonville and giving Trevor Lawrence even more ammo. But there's a handful of running back needy teams at the first part of the 2nd round, and I think that's the one that's kind of interesting, is somebody kind of jumps in and gets pick 32 for a running back there.
Yeah, and they want that 5th year option. I've tried the TB12 method, or I was going to, but I didn't because of something my doctor told me, and it's that I'm an alcoholic. So so it just didn't work out for me.
Yeah, that's not really allowed in it, is it?
No.
Unless you win the Super Bowl, then you can get tequila wasted.
Yeah, and throw the trophy over the bay.
Yeah.
But even that looked flawless.
Yeah, it's better than bunting it like Gronk did with the Red Sox.
That's true.
The man punted trophy.
God, imagine the day when you have so many Super Bowl trophies, you can just start being reckless with them.
And no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Gauge your Packers.
It's just,
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna put it up there. Dumb pick. Sorry, it just is. Well, it's the first of many, bud. So.
If we're gonna get that
Get
for a
used to
mock,
it.
if we're gonna get that in a mock draft and we blow the Packers pick, I'll take this mock draft all day long.
Yep. Like I said, I was trying to get the pick that would get Aaron Rodgers out of there the quickest. So
we're all from the heartland here in Minnesota, correct?
That's
Yes.
correct.
is there?
And you guys had the Vikings trading up, I think I saw.
Yep.
How on earth did you have that happening?
Well,
Trader Rick style, he's moving down.
yeah.
Anything?
And who was it that was mad about that? Some people on our feed were mad about that. Us trading up.
Well, I think they were saying we would have made a trade earlier to get up and get.
Yeah. They were saying we would have gone instead of 14 to
Sewell.
12 for Slater. They thought we would have gone from 14 to 10 to get Sewell. And I think if Sewell drops into that 10 range, the Vikings might move up for him. Otherwise, I think they're a move down candidate.
We don't have very many meat and beans picks, though.
No, we don't.
We need those picks.
The way that those guys operate is they want as many day 1 and day 2 picks as possible, and I just think that there's no chance the Vikings don't leave the first round without gaining a 2nd round pick out of this. So I have a feeling that they go from 14 down to like the 20, 22 range, somewhere in there, and they'll be happy to pick up, one of the corners that falls that can kind of replace Gladney, or possible if an O lineman falls down there, they can get one of those guys too.
And then they can still have that second and those 2/3 for the second day.
Yeah, I think that's probably the plan in their draft room, unless somebody does fall uncharacteristically, kind of like Justin Jefferson really did last year, where they're just all of a sudden sitting there, and maybe it's a Rashawn Slater falls in their lap for some dumb reason. But I have heard a lot of good things about this Christian Darrisaw kid out of Virginia Tech. Can play both right and left tackle. So I think that would be one that I think that they might be interested in if they do stay at 14 and they don't have a willing trade partner.
I think Darrisaw, the biggest question with him is not his actual play, but his motor, his drive. I think there's some questions regarding his motor.
Does he keep his motor clean?
Well, in college, it was clean all the time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Frequent oil changes.
Yes.
Seems like a fast machine, too.
Yeah. But yeah, outside of that, I think Slater and Sewell are definitely 1 and 2 in reverse order. Sewell 1, Slater 2. And see from there. I'm all in on the Vikings going O-line in the first. I think we all are. But we'll see what the management at the Twin City Orthopedic Center, is that what it's called?
TCO.
TCO, where they're going to be doing the draft. We'll see what they think.
So admittedly, I was driving around when the first part of this draft happened. So what did you have Cincinnati doing if they're not taking O-line?
We have Cincinnati going. Let's pull it up.
Jamar Chase.
Yes, Jamar Chase.
Oh, trying to keep Burrow happy.
Yes.
He can't be happy when he's dead.
But he could die happy.
I don't think you're dying happy.
You are completely overlooking the fact that they just signed the Vikings stud left tackle Riley Reef from last year.
That, and they also have.
I really am completely overlooking.
They have Pro Bowl Riley Reef protecting him.
Yeah.
And they have Jonah Williams still.
It is a deep tackle draft too, so they draft 5 in the second round. So
the Vikings were talking about moving Reef to guard anyway, and I think that Sewell drafting him and moving Reef to guard, I think he's instantly a better player, and all of a sudden that offensive line actually looks kind of good, and you got a quarterback who you put all the draft capital into last year, and oh man, he got hit and his knee went down. He's going to be less mobile just for this year, but they got to put protection on him. I cannot see them getting weapons for him until they protect him. And really, he's got 2 good wide receivers already in T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, he's not lacking offensive weapons. And then Joe Mixon is a force too.
He's got a really power punch.
Not a big fan of Joe Mixon, huh? Yeah.
Nah, I think he's an average back.
Was he taken before or after Cook?
After.
We
actually traded with the Bengals to get him. Cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it worked out for us.
What else did we have in our top 10 that would have been a shocker? Well, we have Kyle Pitts going at 6 to Miami. That's a little bit of a.
I think that is actually locked in.
I think that is too.
If there's any draft pick in the draft that I think is almost a complete lock, outside of 1, I think Kyle Pitts to Miami at 6. If he's there, I think that's a lock.
I just asked the guys this before you joined. I was saying that Najee Harris at 23 to Pittsburgh is probably the worst kept secret outside of 1, but you would actually go with Miami and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I think that because they did the draft maneuvering with the trade down and then the trade immediately back up, I think that what that signified is we don't think we need to take Kyle Pitts at 3. And we don't think he's going to go at 4 or 5. So we're happy taking him at 6. It just seems to make a ton of sense there. And with the amount of draft capital that they gained on this, Miami looks like the biggest geniuses of the last 2 to 3 years. The Laramie Tunsil pick just keeps on giving. And it's absolutely, the textbook that other GMs should go by. If you want to rebuild your team, start selling off these assets right away. In fact, Houston should try to sell off Tunsil and see if they can get back in the first round. That might be their best bet.
Yeah.
So at 4, we had Atlanta taking a quarterback, assuming that they don't trade out, because if somebody trades in, they're most likely going to take a quarterback. Who would you have them picking?
I really think that a quarterback is taken there. I think that we see 4 quarterbacks in a row. So I think that we see it go kind of the chalk, Trevor Lawrence, probably God, why is the guy's name escaping me? The
Zach
kid from
Wilson.
BYU, Zach Wilson. He's going to go 2. I think it's probably Fields 3, and I think it's Trey Lance 4. And Trey Lance is a perfect project for either the Niners or the Falcons, really, because I think that he can sit a year, and having him sit a year and really learn the NFL game after only playing, 16, 17 college games total.
Yep.
I think it would be an absolute boon for him to be able to sit and watch the game behind Matt Ryan for a year. So I would think Trey Lance is probably pick number 4. I think Sewell at 5 is kind of a no-brainer, and I think definitely Pitts at 6.
Okay. And then, at pick 7, we had our first trade where we had New England move up to get Mac Jones.
Oh, I like that.
Pick 8, we had Carolina taking Patrick Surtain II. At 9, the Denver Broncos solidify the linebacking core even more with Micah Parsons after losing out on the top 5 quarterbacks. And then at pick 10, we had the Dallas Cowboys selecting Penei Sewell because the draft board just didn't quite fall their way. However, Penei Sewell going to Dallas is still a nice pick. And that's our top 10.
And Dallas, we all think of Dallas as having this great offensive line, but that's really fallen off in the past few years. So they might need to rebuild that a little bit and, protect their franchise quarterback.
True.
Yeah.
That's what we were thinking too.
Yep.
But that wraps up this week's mock draft. We're going to be doing one more next week before we go live for the NFL draft, brought to you by Blue Collar Media Group. So we appreciate you coming on, Matt, and making a couple guest picks and shooting the shit here with us.
Heck yeah. Anytime, guys.
All right.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
See you, Matt.
Take care.
See you, Matt.
Talk it.
Bye.
You can go jerk off.
Bye.
Oh, and buy Dogecoin.
Yeah, don't forget Doge. 420, baby. Check out our website, www.officialbutthole.com. 420
We're on all
Doge
socials
Day,
at
Official
Is it?
Butthole. Yeah.
Please
Today
leave us a
tomorrow it's
rating
going to
and
hit
review on
$1.
Apple Music.
You
think
See
so?
you next time. Sell it by midnight, though. It's not going to last.
That was Gage's Rage with finance.
That was good shit having
20 seconds of cryptocurrency time.
Finance 101.
He
Gage's
messaged
Rage.
us in the